The House will come to order. Members, please register. Have all members registered? Have all members registered? A quorum is present. The House and Gallery will please rise for the invocation, which will be offered by the Honorable Angelia Orff of Hill County.
Thank you. Please bow your heads. Lord, thank you for bringing us together in this place and time. Thank you for our unique gifts and abilities. Please help us to work together with strength and courage to make decisions for Texas, both in and out of the public eye. Help us to readily give grace and receive it. Remind us of your sovereignty and that the wisest choice is to serve you and to serve others. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
All right. Chair recognizes the Honorable John Busey of Williamson County to lead us in the pledges of allegiance to the United States and Texas flags.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members and guests, please rise and follow me for the pledge to the U.S. flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Chair will now hear excused absences for absent members. Please excuse Mr. Schofield because of important business in the district on motion of Mr. Hayes. Please excuse Mr. Anchia for today and the remainder of the week on motion of Representative Rosenthal. Is there any objection? Chair hears none, so ordered. Mr. Money, the only items of business on the House's agenda today are congratulatory resolutions and recognitions. If you have an inquiry about those items or business, I'm happy to entertain it. Otherwise, please bring your inquiries down to the front of the parliamentarian.
Ask him anyway.
I have questions about the housekeeping resolution, which still needs to be taken up by this House.
It is not before the House at this time.
Parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
Mr. Speaker, yesterday you said that the rules adopted last week, which remain the same from prior sessions, continue to provide the House Committee broad abilities to adopt budgets. Is that correct?
That is not before the House at this time. If you have those questions, please bring them down front.
Mr. Speaker,
State your inquiry.
parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
Mr. Speaker, are the rules we adopted last Thursday sufficient to allow the Committee on House Administration to determine our personal office budgets?
That is not before the House at this time. As I've stated, if you have an inquiry about that, please bring it down front.
Yeah. Mr. Speaker,
Keep going.
parliamentary
Mr.
inquiry.
Money, for what purpose?
Among other things, H.R. 3 establishes the House Research Organization as an administrative department of the House. Does the House Research Organization still exist today?
Mr. Money, as I previously stated, that is not the business for the House at this time. If you have the inquiry, please bring it down front.
Mr. Speaker, how do we get this business before the House?
Mr. Money, for what purpose?
Parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
Mr. Speaker, how may I, as a freshman member of the House, get before the House matters that are important for the efficient conduct of House business?
Mr. Money, as I previously stated, that particular business is not before the House at this time. If you have questions pertaining it, please bring it down front.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Go ahead, David. Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, parliamentary inquiry.
Mr. Lowe, for what purpose?
How many days are remaining in the regular session?
Chair is not advised at this time.
Parliamentary inquiry.
Okay. Mr. Lowe, for what purpose?
Is it normal for the Texas legislature to waste this much time at the beginning of session?
Mr. Lowe, that is not a proper parliamentary inquiry.
You have a great day.
Thanks, man.
Mr. Harrison, for what purpose?
Mr. Speaker, parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
Okay, since H.R. 4 was rammed through this body without time to digest it because it was delivered at 4 o'clock in the morning and because debate was silenced, I do have a couple clarifying questions. It appears that, hang on, hold on. It appears that for the first time ever, the majority party in this chamber is banned from holding positions as vice chairs of committees. Is that your understanding?
Mr. Harrison, that business is not before the House at this time. If you'd like to have a conversation about that, you may be more than welcome to bring it down front.
Parliamentary inquiry.
Okay. Mr. Harrison, for what purpose?
It appears that for the first time ever, the House rules require prompt hearings on any topic that the minority party vice chairs wish to hold. Is that consistent with your understanding of the House rules? And has the vice chairman of any committee ever held this power before in the history of the Texas House?
Mr. Harrison, again, that is not before the House at this time. If you'd like to discuss that, you're more than welcome to bring it down front.
I can think
And
of a few
also-
things that are of greater significance to the House on this topic, with all due respect, Mr. Speaker. Parliamentary inquiry.
So I'm going to ask you for what purpose, then you tell me for what purpose, and you say parliamentary inquiry, okay?
Yeah, I answered the
Mr.
question.
Harrison, for what purpose?
Parliamentary inquiry, Mr. Speaker.
State your inquiry.
All right, it appears from H.R. 4, from the plain text, that for the first time ever, any witness that is designated by the vice chair, which will all be members of the minority party, must be allowed to testify. Is that consistent with your understanding of the House rules, and is there any precedent for vice chairs having that power in the history of the Texas House?
Again, that is not before the House at this time. You're more welcome to bring it down front.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, parliamentary inquiry.
Mr. Harrison, for what purpose?
Parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
Thank you. It appears from my reading of H.R. 4 that for the first time ever, minority party vice chairs can direct impact statements to effectively harm priority legislation of the minority party. Is that consistent with your understanding of the House rules?
Again, that business is not before the House.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Harrison, for what purpose?
Parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
It appears, from the plain reading of the House rules, that the minority party in this chamber went from last session, where they had complete control of a handful of committees, to at least partial and perhaps near full control of all of the committees. Is that consistent with your understanding of the House rules, which were just passed by this body?
Mr. Harrison, that business is not before the House.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Harrison, for what purpose?
Parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
So it has been widely, I need some help from you, and this is a sincere question. It has been widely reported in the media to great extent, although I'm having trouble finding it in the text of the language, that the minority party vice chairs will have an increase in their budget. Is that your position? Is that your understanding? Or are you willing to silence confusion on that and commit that the vice chairs will receive no increase in appropriations as a result of their new powerful positions?
Mr. Harrison, that business is not before the House.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Harrison, for what purpose?
Parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
Because the vice chairs, which are for the first time ever banned from being Republicans, are, from the plain reading of the rules, allowed to, and the chair is required to promptly schedule hearings on any topic they want, is it not possible that even given the sparse committee time allocated between now and the end of this session, that the majority party will be able to hold hearings on any liberal topic they want, including gun control, Medicaid expansion, climate change, abortion, transgenderism, and illegal immigration? Is that correct?
Mr. Harrison, that business is not for the House. If you have questions about the rules, please bring them down front.
Yeah, I will thank you, Mr. Speaker. Actually, Mr. Speaker, come on, let's keep the dance going.
Okay. Mr. Harrison, for what purpose?
Parliamentary inquiry,
State your
Mr. Speaker. Is it true that these hearings will be televised under the House rules, effectively turning the Capitol TV channel into the Texas DNC network to counter-program the Trump administration?
Mr. Harrison, again, that business is not for the House. If you have a question about the rules, please bring it down front.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Harrison, for what purpose?
one final point of parliamentary inquiry.
I'm going to hold you to the final.
And I will allow you to do that.
Okay.
I just want to let the record demonstrate that you did not provide facts to dispute a single one of my contentions regarding the Democrat Empowerment Act that you rammed through this body without debate in a wholly unprecedented manner. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That's not a question, Mr. Harrison.
Parliamentary inquiry.
So, Mr. Lowe, for what purpose?
Yeah. Is the Speaker of the House supposed to be an administrative position or a political position?
Mr. Lowe, when I say for what purpose, you then say, I have a parliamentary inquiry, then I'll
Okay,
recognize
parliamentary inquiry.
you. State your inquiry.
Is the Speaker supposed to be an administrator of this body or act as a political actor?
That is not a proper parliamentary inquiry.
Of course it's not.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker,
All right. Mr. Hobbs, for what purpose?
parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
Parliamentary inquiry. If the Speaker relying on H.R. 4, Section 14A3 to set and administer committee and office budgets,
Okay, repeat that question.
is the Speaker relying on H.R. 4, Section 14A3 to set and administer committee and office budgets?
Again, that business is not for the House. If you have questions about it, please bring it down front to the parliamentarian.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, Mr. Hobbs, for what purpose?
parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
During the 88th legislative session, the text of H.R. 4, Section 14A3 was passed by the body, correct?
Yes, Mr. Hopper, that is not the business for the House. If you have questions about that, please bring it down front.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Hopper, for what purpose?
parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
During the 88th legislative session, H.R. 3 and housekeeping resolution was enrolled, correct?
That business is not for the House. If you have questions pertaining to that, please bring them down front.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Hopper, for what purpose?
parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
During the 88th legislative session, the text of H.R. 4, Section 14A3 was not relied on to set the administer committee and office budgets, correct?
Same as before, business is not for the House at this time. If you have questions pertaining to that, please bring it down front.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Hopper, for what purpose?
parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
What is the legal authority relied upon by the Speaker to employ the procedure of relying on H.R. 4, Section 14A3 to set and administer committee and office budgets?
That business is not for the House. If questions pertaining to that, please bring it down front.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Hopper, for what purpose?
parliamentary inquiry.
Please state your inquiry.
What lawyers were consulted by the Speaker to employ the procedure of relying on H.R. 4, Section 14A3 to set and administer the committee and office budgets?
Mr. Hopper, that business is up for the House. If you have questions pertaining to that, please bring them down front.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Hopper, for what purpose?
parliamentary inquiry.
State your inquiry.
How does the reliance on H.R. 4, Section 14A3 to set and administer committee and office budgets comport with Article 3, Section 44 of the Texas Constitution?
Again, that business is not for the House at this time. If you have questions pertaining to it, please bring it down front.
Thanks, Mr. Speaker.
All right, thank you. Mr.
Mr.
Toth, for
Speaker.
what purpose?
Ask that the prior discussion between you and these members be reduced to writing and placed in the journal.
All right, motion's been made to reduce to writing and place in the journal the prior discussion. Is there objection? Chair hears none, so ordered. Okay, we are going to proceed to today's items of business. All right, the chair recognizes Mr. McLaughlin for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I make a motion to suspend the rules in honor of House Resolution 106, honoring Dimmitt County here today at the Texas State Capitol.
All right, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? Chair hears none. The rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. 106 by McLaughlin, recognizing January 28, 2025 as Dimmitt County Day at the State Capitol.
All right, Chair recognizes Mr. McLaughlin to explain the resolution.
Mr. Speaker, members and guests, I am joined today by the Dimmitt County delegation to recognize January the 28th, 2025 as Dimmitt County Day. I am honored to have the County Judge Ponce and Sheriff Castaneda here with me on the floor. With the rest of the Dimmitt County delegation joining us from the gallery. If you could please rise. They may have got caught in traffic, but okay. There you are. Please join me in giving them a warm welcome. Dimmitt County's story is one of resilience, determination, and growth. Founded in 1865 by a group of families led by Levi English, these early settlers faced incredible challenges, from living in jackals and dugouts to defending their homes against hostile threats. Their perseverance laid the foundation for a thriving community, and they formally organized in 1880 with Carrizo Springs as its county seat. Named after Philip Dimmitt, a key figure in the Texas Revolution, the county carries a legacy of Texas pride. It was Dimmitt County who designed the flag flown by Texas forces in the Battle of the Alamo and helped shape the Goliad Declaration of Independence. Over the years, Dimmitt County evolved into a cornerstone of Texas agriculture, ranching, and energy industries. From early cattle and sheep ranching to pioneering commercial agriculture in the Texas Winter Garden region, and later becoming a leading producer of oil and natural gas, Dimmitt County has always found a way to adapt and thrive. Today, Dimmitt has nearly 9,000 residents and stands as one of the top oil and natural gas resources in Texas and the United States. The resilient people of Dimmitt County should feel a great sense of pride as they look forward to the future. Judge Ponce, Sheriff Caneda, and the delegation in the gallery. Thank you for being here today and for everything you do to represent the very best of Texas. Members, please join me in welcoming Dimmitt County in supporting this resolution. And I move for adoption.
Members, the question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Representative Darby moves to add all members' names to the resolution. Is there objection? Chair hears none. So ordered. I'm going to let them get done photographing over here. Okay, the chair is pleased to recognize Dr. Jose Hinojosa from Corpus Christi as the Doctor of the Day. All right, the chair recognizes Mr. Shaheen for an announcement. Sorry, the chair recognizes Mr. Patterson for an announcement. Backup members, the chair recognizes Mr. Patterson for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 118.
All right, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair hears none, and the rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. 118 by Patterson, recognizing January 28, 2025 as Leadership Frisco Class 28 Day at the State Capitol.
All right, Chair recognizes Mr. Patterson to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I'm joined today by my colleagues that represent Frisco, Texas, and we're here to congratulate Leadership Frisco Class 28 here at the Capitol. What I understand is the best leadership class that they've ever had in Leadership Frisco. Leadership Frisco is an initiative of the Frisco Chamber of Commerce that brings highly motivated individuals together and gives them the tools they need to excel in their leadership roles and foster involvement in the community. Please join me in welcoming them and congratulating them on all they continue to accomplish. Thank you all for coming to your Texas Capitol Day. Thank you and welcome. Mr. Speaker, I move adoption.
All right, the question occurs in the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Leach moves to add all members' names to the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none, so ordered.
I object.
Chair recognizes Mr. Lalani for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend all the necessary rules to pick up and consider H.R. 110.
All right, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 110 by Lalani, recognizing Texas Society of Certified Public Accountants Advocacy Day at the State Capitol on January 28, 2025.
All right. Chair recognizes Dr. Lalani to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. Today we recognize Texas Society of Certified Public Accountants, or Texas CPA, as they gather here for an Advocacy Day. Since its founding in 1915, Texas CPA has been a cornerstone of professionalism and integrity in accounting, representing 28,000 members across 20 chapters. Texas CPA members are not just accountants, but strategic advisors, educators, civic leaders who play an essential role in maintaining the financial health of our communities and businesses. Advocacy Day brings together over 250 CPAs from across Texas to discuss pressing business and financial issues, ensuring that their voice of the accounting profession is heard in this chamber and beyond. This organization continues to set the highest standard of excellence while advocating for the economic prosperity of our state and the future of the accounting profession. Today, we are honored to have several constituents of House District 76, and they are also the members of Texas Society of CPAs. I extend a warm welcome to the delegation here today and thank them for the contribution to the Lone Star. If you are here in the gallery, please stand up for recognition. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for adoption.
All right, the question occurs in the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Good morning. So we want. All right. Chair recognizes Dr. Lalani for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider H.R. 119.
All right, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. 119 by Lalani, recognizing January 28, 2025 as UT Health Houston Legislative Day at the State Capitol.
All right, Chair recognizes Dr. Lalani to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. Today we have the distinct honor of recognizing January 28, 2025 as the UT Health Houston Legislative Day at the State Capitol. UT Health Houston is one of the nation's most comprehensive academic health center, that has been a cornerstone of health education, scientific discovery, and patient care for over the half century. With 7 schools, including this medical school, a nursing school, a public health, UT Health Houston educates over 5,000 students annually and is supported by 8,000 dedicated faculty and staff members. This institution's contribution to research is remarkable, with an estimated $309 million in research expenditure for fiscal year only 2023 alone, including $144.9 million in NIH funding, ranking it among the top 5 universities in Texas for federal research support. UT Health Houston commitment to patient care is unparalleled, providing over $80.6 million in unreimbursed charity care through partnership with primary teaching affiliated hospitals. These efforts ensure critical health service reach communities across the state. Their impact extends beyond borders. Through the alumni network, over 54,000 professionals who are transforming health outcomes locally and globally. UT Health Houston Legislative Day provides an opportunity to celebrate these achievements and highlights the vital role the institution plays in advancing healthcare and education of Texans. Today, a representative of UT Health Houston will be engaging with legislators, advocating for the future of healthcare education, research, patient care in Texas. Their presence here underscores their commitment to shaping the policies that will impact communities across our state for years to come. We are also honored to have several representatives of UT Health Houston joining us in the gallery today, including their faculty, students of the School of Public Health and their Austin campus, their finance department, and other dedicated professionals. If you are here in the gallery, please stand up to be recognized. Thank you and welcome to your capital. Mr. Speaker, I move adoption.
All right, the question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there objection? Chair hears none. The resolution is adopted.
Thank you.
Representative Reynolds moves to add all members' names to the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. So ordered. The chair recognizes Mr. Dyson for a recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, big howdy to everybody here today.
Howdy.
Members this morning joining us, and I believe on the south side of the gallery, are members of the Texas A&M University System's Chancellor Student Advisory Council. If y'all would mind stand, and there they are. And I invite any members down here that may have a member institution in the system to come on down and join us. The council is comprised of 2 representatives from each institution within the system. The members are selected as leaders of each campus to come together to collectively address student issues, as well as to serve as liaisons between the student body, the chancellor, and the presidents of the institutions of the system. The Chancellor's Student Advisory Council holds formal meetings 3 times a year. And in legislative session years like this, the spring meetings are held here in Austin to offer the council members the opportunity to engage with state leaders and policymakers. I hope that each one of you members that does have a system institution in your district will have an opportunity to visit with these future leaders. Members, please join me in welcoming the Texas A&M University System Chancellor's Student Advisory Council to their Texas House.
It's there.
Thank y'all.
Well done, Dyson. Good job.
The chair recognizes Mr. Little for a recognition.
Mr. Speaker, members, good morning. I have the distinct honor of recognizing my good friend, Mayor Gerard Hudspeth from the city of Denton, who joins us here today. The city of Denton is home to the University of North Texas, Texas Women's University, and makes incredible contributions to our state. Mr. Mayor is married to his lovely wife, Diane, and a father to 4 beautiful daughters. We thank you, Mr. Mayor, for joining us. Members, join me in recognizing Mayor Gerard Hudspeth today.
All right. Chair recognizes Ms. Pearson for a recognition.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, members and guests in the gallery. I ask that you join me in wishing my legislative intern, Rebecca Boehm, happy birthday. She's 22, a proud native Rockwall Texan, a student at the University of North Texas, and she has already made an impact through her hard work and dedication and positive attitude. Rebecca, please stand. We are grateful for her contributions and excited for productive sessions ahead. Happy birthday.
You ready for your next? All right, the chair recognizes Mr. Shaheen for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, as you know, every session we hold a prayer breakfast. Last session we had the great Tony Evans come and speak. Our prayer breakfast is for you. It's for you and your staff. So this year's prayer breakfast is going to be February 19th. And I'm very excited to announce that Major League Baseball great Darryl Strawberry will be the keynote for this year. He's got an awesome story of redemption, let alone a great, fantastic Major League Baseball hitter. So make sure you sign up. We had over 500 people attend last session. We already have over 200. So sign up, members. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, Trey, do you need... Members, please take your seats for a memorial resolution. The chair recognizes Representative Martinez Fisher for memorial recognition.
Speaker and members, I rise today to eulogize and honor a wonderful person, a constituent, a mentor, my campaign treasurer, former member of the Texas House, former member of the Texas Senate, and former member of the State Board of Education. Talking about Dr. Joe Bernal of San Antonio, Texas. He passed away at the age of 97 in a very beautiful, peaceful way, wearing the Black Knights t-shirt of Bernal Middle School, a school named after him in San Antonio. We affectionately refer to him as Joe B. Joe B was a champion, was a force. If you paid attention to politics in the 60s, 70s, and even in the 80s, you knew Joe B, local hero, members of the Bexar County delegation, members of South Texas. We all stand on his shoulders when we're here on the floor. He used to tell me all the time, Trey, when you go to Austin, you need to go find common ground, but never forget, sometimes you have to stand your ground. And that's the way he lived. He was a champion for bilingual education. He repealed the laws of this state that said it was illegal to speak Spanish in a public school. And for those of you that have ever been to a very small, tiny university in San Antonio known as University of Texas at San Antonio, that is a university that he founded when he was here in the legislature. He has a wonderful family. He will now be reunited with his beautiful wife, Mary Esther Bernal, a force of her own, former trustee of the San Antonio Independent School District, and their children will mourn their loss, but they are very happy to know that Joe B and MEB have been reunited in heaven. So I would appreciate and very much thank you if we can recognize Senator Bernal with a moment of silence.
Members, please join us in a moment of silence. Thank you, members. Representative Moody moves to reduce the remarks on this to writing and place in the journal. Is there any objection? Chair hears none, so ordered. All right. As a reminder, committee preference cards are due today at 5 p.m. in the Parliamentarian's office, room 3W3. Members, the Speaker's desk is clear. Mr. Moody moves the House adjourn pending receipt of messages and the signing of resolutions until 10 a.m. Wednesday. Is there objection? Chair hears none. The House stands adjourned pending receipt of messages and signing of resolutions.